Look, our planet is sitting right on the brink of another devastating global conflict. But here's the thing. This time, it probably won't play out on Earth. We are looking at a potential World War III fought entirely in the cold, silent vacuum of space. So in this explainer, we're going to dive into a pretty chilling question. What if the next massive global conflict erupts far, far outside our atmosphere? We'll look at who the combatants are, what kind of mind-bending weapons they'd use, and ask if a war like this would, well, ever truly end.
Welcome to the cosmic battlefield. You know, terrestrial tensions have been compounding for years now. Between complex geopolitical rivalries and constantly shifting alliances, we are being pushed incredibly fast into an entirely new, four-dimensional battlefield of space and time.
And a powder keg already exists right under our noses. I mean, we're already watching a digital cyber arms race for supremacy between the US, China, and Russia. Add to that, eroding nuclear treaties, the militarization of the Arctic, and nations actively testing anti-satellite tech, the stage is absolutely set.
Section 1. The new cosmic battlefield. Leaping beyond current capabilities. Stepping into the ring, we have our core superpowers, the US, China, and Russia. But they aren't alone. They're alongside advanced space programs from India, Japan, and the EU. And all of these factions? They are racing to develop an entirely new kind of arsenal.
In this scenario, satellites wouldn't just be floating cameras anymore. Actually, scratch that. They'd become active, highly lethal war machines. We're talking about hardware instantly reconfigured into sophisticated communication scramblers, orbital anti-missile defense systems, or even high-energy laser beams.
Which brings us to Section 2. Arsenal of the Final Frontier. Spaceships and lasers.
Imagine spacecraft, either autonomously flown or human-controlled, engaging in intricate, short-range orbital dogfights. It's like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. But concurrently, these same ships would be equipped with long-range laser weapons designed to wreak absolute havoc on targets directly back down on Earth.
Section 3. The Rods from God. Artificial meteor strikes.
6 meters, that's almost 20 feet. That is the immense length of these incredibly dense, heavy rods made entirely of tungsten that would be loaded into these weaponized satellites.
And 4.5 tons. That is the massive weight of just a single rod. To put that into perspective, imagine dropping an object of that sheer mass from orbit and allowing it to accelerate to absolutely mind-bending speeds as it plummets. This concept is known as kinetic bombardment. Upon impact with the Earth, one of these rods carries the devastating force of a nuclear weapon. Entire cities could be wiped out by what are essentially artificial meteor strikes. But, and this is critical, without leaving behind any radioactive fallout. Now, you might be wondering where this idea came from. This radical, non-nuclear concept was actually developed by a Boeing researcher right after World War II. And because of their terrifying destructive power, any satellites carrying them would instantly become prime, top-tier strategic targets.
Section 4. Battle for the Moon, the largest satellite in orbit.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. You know, in this scenario, Neil Armstrong's famous words take on a pretty dark new meaning. The moon basically ceases to be a monument to human achievement and rapidly transforms into a violently disputed territory.
It is the ultimate high ground, right? The lunar surface would end up hosting heavy artillery emplacements and advanced R&D labs forging even deadlier weapons. We could literally see physical ground invasions playing out across those rocky, cratered landscapes. Borders of this battle? They just continually expand outward. What starts as satellite crossfire in Earth's orbit escalates to deadly skirmishes over lunar bases, pushes even further into conflicts over Mars, and could eventually consume the distant asteroid belt and beyond.
Section 5. The earthly aftermath. Cascading global failures.
Back on Earth, this all triggers a catastrophic chain reaction. The wide destruction of satellites leads instantly to a global breakdown of communications, GPS, and weather prediction technology. Without those, trade agreements fall apart, economies collapse, and whatever's left of national budgets is drained exclusively to fund the space military.
But maybe the worst part is that there would be absolutely zero escape for civilians on the ground. Take a second and just imagine standing outside and looking up at the night sky.
Instead of peaceful stars, you'd catch terrifying glimpses of orbital bombardments and satellite explosions, happening live, easily visible to the naked eye. The war would be hanging directly above our heads, all the time.
Section 6. The infinite conflict. conquering the vastness of space.
Ultimately, this war ceases to be about taking over tiny pieces of land on Earth. It fundamentally shifts to conquering the vastness of space itself. And because space is, well, infinite, this conflict could easily become an endless, unpredictable, and perpetual struggle for cosmic supremacy.
Unless, of course, something else steps in. What if the only thing that could diplomatically end or even prevent this kind of deeply unpredictable human war is a swoop in from an advanced alien civilization? If we take our wars to the stars, we really have to wonder, who is watching us out there? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep looking up.